All right. Welcome back for another RGB session. And this definitely goes out to my RBG family. I'm not really don't care about any other group out there because at the end of the day, um, everybody got a flag to rep, and I rep the RBG. That's what I'm about. So peace to my RBG nation, and we definitely on the, today's topic is European religion is a slavery tool on African people. That's the topic. So we're right now we're going to prove to you how European religion is affecting our people on an everyday. How Black people or African people has been indoctrinated or marinated into this cult European cult religion. You know, and how did we get to this point? And we're going to show you how it is that it is a European religion because because Black folks or African people have not created these religions, and I will show you the faces of these people. So, like I said, I'd rather show you. I could show you better than I could tell you. All right. So let's get it in. Let's get it in. But first, we have um, these denominations, right? We have this tool called the Bible, the Holy Bible, right? And everybody knows when you read the Bible, it's very fictional. It's a very fictional book. Um, and Black people always say if you talk to a religious Negro, whether it was a male or female, they always say, "Oh, it was written by God." Some Negroes was saying that what God choose. Uh, you got these people that was these a group of people that was inspired by God and they wrote the Bible. So sometimes you be like you wondering like, okay, who are these people? Then you got to question yourself. Well, if God wrote the Bible, if it's God's words, then how come it doesn't say God's version? Why does it have to say King James version? You see what I'm saying? So, so these are the questions nobody never, I guess, afraid to ask. You ask any religious person, Negro out here, who was King James, they have no idea who that man is. How can you read a book and you don't even want to even know who the author was? You know, some Negroes do know what King James is, but don't even care what this man was about. So we're going to show you some denominations. Um, Let me go screen share this. And we're going to show you some denominations of religion. Okay. Let me go back here. Now, one of the denominations that I wanted to show you is the the Baptist Church, right? Most of these Negroes out here are Baptist people, right? People say, I'm a Baptist. Well, as you can see, there was a white man named John Smith. They said John Smith is believed to have founded the first church labeled Baptist in Amsterdam in 1609. So all this came from Europe, right? All this is European religion stuff. So this man started or believed was the founder of the Baptist Church. And as you can see, he's a white man, right? So you black people who's a Baptist are basically practicing a European, coming from a white man's religion. Not God's religion, but you're following a white man's religion or his uh, philosophy or uh, uh, his version of what he believed what God had said or done. Okay. Next, we have the 7-day Adventists. Now, you know you got Negroes down here that's 7-day Adventists, right? Well, let's look at the 7-day Adventists, right? The 7-day Adventists, the 7-day Adventist church, right? Well, was he a black man, black woman? Was he? We don't know, right? Well, let's see. Wow. Again, William Miller, who created the Seventh Adventist Church, right? This is a white man right here. He's not black. He's not a brother, right? So let's look at Jehovah Witness, right? White man, okay? Reorganize. This guy, another white man who reorganized it in the 1900s. So this is the first guy who started it, Charles Russell, right, in the 1800s, going into the 1900s, right? So again, these are white. I don't see no black face, but you have so many black people in these denominations. What about Pentecostal, right? Let's see. Scroll down. Oh, let's see. If it's a face, let me see. Yes. Yes, it should be a face. There, bingo. Right? White face. He's the one who started the Pentecostal church. And if you read about this man, he was also a racist. He didn't want black people and white people to worship together. Right? So how many black people you know that's a Pentecostal? A lot. Right? Then you have the Methodists, right? Again, John Wesley, white man. I mean, we can go on and on. We can go on and on, right? The Protestant, that started with a guy named what they call Martin Luther. What's his, where he at? They started with this guy. See if I got a picture of him. There you go. He started the Protestant religion, right? So, before we go any further, Craig, do you want to add on anything? Okay, let's see. All right. Now, let me get out of here. So, my brother Craig, if you, I don't know if you're there. Do you want
I'm
to?
here. I'm here, bro. I'm sorry, man. I was answering a phone call just as you started calling my name, so I was just giving the phone to my daughter. But
Okay.
okay, repeat the question, bro.
I know. Do you want to add on anything before we go any further? Because
So far,
I was just running down the list of the religions that black people are into. and they don't know that these were founded by white people.
Right.
Um,
Here's the thing, bro. And the only thing I want to say is like, this is a very interesting discussion. And it's like, you are the teacher today, and I'm the student. Like, I'm pulling up the student chair, bro, because some of the stuff that you've already broken down, bro, like I was unaware of this stuff. So just continue to teach, bro. I'm watching.
okay, so we're gonna play a little video clip of the 12 Years a Slave, which is based on a true story. Well, actually, it was a true story by a black man who was in a free state, and he got kidnapped by some slave traders, some white slave traders, to be sent back to the South where they had slaves, right? So during the time, black people, you could see black people was forced to learn the white man's religion to keep them in slavery mentally. So we're gonna play you a little small clip. I'm gonna share it. Okay, give me 1 second. And we're gonna play you a small clip. Okay, pay attention, Craig.
The man servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. You hear that? Stripes. That nigga that don't obey his Lord, that's his master, you see? That there nigga shall be beaten with many stripes. Now many signifies a great many. 40, 100, 150 lashes. That's scripture.
Wow. I want people to really, really pay attention to that. Right? That was based on a true story. That was based on a true story. So again, that's why it became a tool to keep black people in bondage and keep us submitting to our enemy. You see what I'm saying? It never worked out for us. As you can see, religion has held us back many years, and we still this day we still have not progressed because of this this religion. We're gonna look at King James because a lot of black folks love the King James Bible, but we're gonna see who was King James. So show your screen share this. And I'm going to show you of King James. Now this is a book of King James, of letters of Homiletic desire. And these
Wow.
are the hello?
No, I just said wow. That's
Yeah,
right.
they kept the letters of all the homosexual to all his homosexual lovers, all his male lovers. They kept the letters and they made it into a book, right? And so this is definitely was written by him, signed by him, and That's the reason why if you look at his castle had secret chambers, and his first sexual experience was his 13-year-old. When he was 13, he had sex with his male cousin. You know what I'm saying? So all this is in these letters, right? So there's been many documentation that this man was a homosexual. Now, according to the Bible, homosexual is an abomination. So I don't understand why black people were willing to get a Bible with King James' name on it, knowing that this man was a murderer. I think he murdered his mother. Also, he did a lot of homosexual acts, and a lot more stuff. I mean, this guy wasn't really a holy dude. So if you're gonna read a holy book written by King James, and this man wasn't holy, why black people are quoting stuff out of a King James book? You know, so this is one of the books. So I want people to get the book and really study this, man. I wish black people would really do their homework before they start purchasing books and find out who's the author of the books. You know, so I just want to throw that out there. Let me go back and so that's one of the things I want to put that out there. There's a lot more as far as the contradictory that's in the Bible. There's one of the scriptures in the Bible. See if I can pull that up, where that these kids had picked on a prophet. I think it was Elijah or whoever, and he had prayed to God to punish these kids, and God sent two bears and they said these two bears had killed 42 children, that just because they called this guy bald head. They call him Baldy or something like that. But my thing is like this: if black people love children, why would you say that because it's in the Bible, that was a good thing? When Moses had killed 3,000 of his own people because they worshiped something else, black people said that was a good thing because it's in the Bible. You see how the sickness what religion have done? That things that black people don't but it's only good if it's in the Bible. I had debated this one brother. He said because it was in the Bible, he said slavery was a good thing because it was in the Bible. Something's terribly wrong. Our people are fucked up. So as you can see, that when because of slavery, we have not progressed because of European religion. I showed that with all the denominations that was created by white people. I even showed it a clip of a video of how it was indoctrinated when we came over as slaves, as our ancestors came over as slaves. I actually showed you how King James have letters, have gotten a book, how they collected all his letters that he made out to his male lovers, and it made it into a book. So I have proven that we should not be following this type of slave tool, because that's what it is. It's a slavery tool. It's a slave tool. That's what it is. So So Craig, what is your thoughts right now? What is your thoughts, brother?
Well, at this point, I mean, you've really brought some information to the platform, like things that I was not aware of. Like, so that's why, as at this time, I'm just sitting here as a student listening to this lecture because like I can see how this would be so beneficial because like, the average ordinary black person and even me myself, somebody that professes to be conscious,
Mm,
I was unaware of a lot of the, things that you brought,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
the information that you were bringing to the platform today. So
Right.
it's like, what I would say is just, man, just continue. Like, just continue. Like, I'm ready, man. I'm eager to learn more.
Right, right. Um, you know, it's I just want people to just be more conscious as far as what they're being taught, because I know this is something that we don't want to hurt grandma. I've heard stories like, well, because my grandmother was deep into it. Doesn't mean it was right. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't mean it was right. So, um, you know, we have to be more conscious of these things. We have to really do background checks. You know, sometimes, I mean, this is the purpose of having wisdom and knowledge, so we can get out of the bondage, so we can have less churches and more businesses. Um, let me see if I can pull something up here. Let me see about. I mean, there's been many movies how religion have affected us. Let me see if I can pull. Let me see if I can pull something up here. It's just crazy. But a lot of the times, you know what I'm gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. Let me see. Um, but Craig, do you have any questions? Uh,
Peace. What happened, bro?
yeah, do you have any questions?
As of right now, no, I don't have any questions yet. But okay. Well, let me think about it. Okay, when we talk about like Christianity,
Right.
like when we try to put that in a modern day context, um, what I look at, okay, one of my question is, what do you think about like all of these like, okay, what do you think about these mega churches, like these mega churches today that open up shop like directly in the black community? They don't offer nothing to black people, but every Sunday they pass around a collection plate, and like I'm looking like in some of these institutions, like there was one church or one preacher that I saw somebody had posted it on Facebook. There was a preacher that was like having women like I think stripped naked or something like that, talking about. See, I would have to really, really look it up to be able to be accurate in what I'm saying right now. But I guess my question would be, what do you think about like all of these mega churches that set up shop and the African American community and offer the people nothing? All they do is just take from the people. They just take money, like donation money, money up in the collection plate and stuff like that. But they don't offer black people anything? Like, what would you say on that?
Good question. You know what? I'm going to show you something, and it might blow your mind. It might blow your mind. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to share this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is Atlantic Black Star, and it shows you the 8 black pastors whose net worth is 200 times greater than the folks in the local communities, right? So you got this guy named Creflo Dollar. Now, you heard of him, Craig?
Yes, sir.
Now, this guy, he's a senior pastor of the world. Now, he has a mega church, and his net worth, he's worth 27 million. He's worth 20 million. And check this out. The New York Times reported that Dollar owns a $1 million Atlanta home, drives in a Rolls Royce, is transported by a private jet, and has a $2.5 million Manhattan apartment.
Wow.
Now, the Bible says that when Jesus had told the rich man, if you want to go to heaven, or you want to make it to heaven, you got to sell your belongings sell your possessions to the poor. He says sell some of your possessions. He didn't say sell all of it, but sell some of it. Give it back, because it was the poor people that made the king rich. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So look what this guy's doing. Look what this guy's doing. He made all this money, and not yet he's not giving back to the community or giving back to the neighborhood. No businesses. And his average annual income, okay, is $29,000. In the average annual income, the College Park, Georgia. So this guy his net worth is $27 million, and he got all this money coming into him. Right? Let's go to the next one. Now, this is a guy from Nigeria, right? And his net worth is $150 million. And guess what? He also has 4 private jets, right? 4 private jets. He has a publishing house, right? So he got some serious property. And again, this is another guy who got a lot of money. Not pastor who got a lot of money, right? Let's go to the next one. Remember this guy, Bishop Eddie Long?
Yes, sir.
He passed away, but look at his net worth, $5 million, right?
Right.
But this guy, all these guys were living in lavish homes. You know what I'm saying? Look, this guy got he said this guy, the newspaper investigation included that Long was giving a $1 million 6-bedroom non-bathroom home on 20 acres. Oh man, this guy was riding Bentleys. Oh man, this guy was living large. Okay, let's go to the next one. Another brother. He's a Nigerian. And he look at him, 50 million net worth. We can go on and on. You know this guy, T.D. Jakes, net worth 18 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So these guys are making money off of black people, just black people, and they not once gave back. Not once gave back to the community. Another brother. All these are black, and these are our people doing this. Another brother. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Another. Look at another brother. Right? See? Another brother. See? And we can go on and on. That was just 8 right there. So you dealing with black men who generate all this wealth, all this who's connected to wealth. But just imagine if they put all that money together, they just came together and put all that money together and say, you know what? You know how much money, Chicago will be in the black community, in the neighborhoods, it will be no more ghettos. Just think about it, if all those brothers just put their money together.
Right.
Just think about that. But see, we got because money is new to us. To some black people, they don't because they're not used to not having, so they don't want to give. Well, Craig, I'm gonna give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm gonna step in another room. You could speak while I'll.
Okay. How long you gonna be going?
No, it's 4 minutes. I'm just saying, what's on that?
Okay, we are just waiting right now for my brother God to return. Continue, with this lecture, with this discussion. So, my good people, just give us just a minute. Okay, so my brother Guy Nolly will be returning briefly. Finish.
All right.
Okay, there he goes right there.
All right. Now, what is your thoughts on that? That you see our own people are using the black, using our money to for their own purposes and desires.
How I feel about it, and I think I spoke on this or I touched on this last night. Like, we as black people, we are a sheepish people. Like, we are looking for a shepherd to lead us to the promised lands. Like I was saying yesterday, like, black people, we are almost, and we act like we're some type of herd animal that's looking for like the head buffalo to come lead us to, the green pasture. So, I mean, the same thing can be applied when it comes to religion, even within the conscious community, because like we were speaking last night, even black consciousness has become a religion. And the lecturers and stuff like that, or people who claim to be like scholars, they have become like almost like the new pastors. So
Right.
what I say is, within like the black community in general, there's too many followers and not enough leaders.
Right. That's true. That's true. So I mean, we that the thing is about religion is that it's keeping us so suppressed, where that now you got black people who's now saying, well, you know, I can, you know, religion to black people it became a hustle. So now with these pastors who got these mega churches, they knew that black people were weak, and they knew they were religious people, and they knew that they could make a lot of money off of black folks. You see what I'm saying? Because all you gotta give black people false hope and dreams, you can make $1 million right there. And I remember a friend of mine, he told me he was thinking about being a pastor. He said, "Man, I'm in the wrong field." He said, "If these guys can open up a church and just give black people false hope and false dreams, you know, I could be living nice. I can get out the good."
Right.
And this is what they're doing.
See, that's the same thing that could be said. Like when we look at politics, look at Barack Obama. When you speak on like giving out false hope, like, do you know how many people really actually look at Barack Hussein Obama, aka Barry Sorrento? They look at this man as being like the second coming of Jesus. Like there are black people who worship Barack Obama as being like Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? We just have like us as black people, we just have this type of mentality to the point to where we just looking for a savior. We're looking for a savior.
Right.
And that carries on in every aspect. Political, whether it's religious, whether it's in the black conscious community, whatever. We just have this like follower type of mentality. And we looking for a savior.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. That's true.
That's right. So
that's true. You're right about that.
But go ahead.
But let me show you this. There's another clip I want to show. It's based on Hidden Colors. And I don't know if anybody is familiar with this, but we're going to show you a clip. Let's see if I can get out of here. And it's about religion and white supremacy.
One part of the religion of white supremacy is to sacrifice certain people and sacrifice their lives for the sake of your religion, to show your dominance in your religion. And this is what the white supremacists, they do with melanoid people all around the world. We are this beast that they are afraid of, and they have to destroy in order to protect themselves, protect their women, by extension, protect their country. So the more white folk in America become a minority, the more afraid they're going to be, the more reactionary they're going to be, and the more they're going to see a need to circle the cultural wagons and take us out. This is their last dance. And to be perfectly honest with you, if you really understand the essence of white supremacy, they have to do that. In their minds, they have to do that because it's to die. So they are like a caged animal or animal that's been trapped in a corner. They're going to do everything within their power to survive. And if we understand that and understand this is the mentality that we're dealing with, then our reaction has to be a different reaction. You know, we can't react to everything that they do if we understand their mindset. We have to know how not to provoke them, but there are other things that we could be doing and should be doing in order to maximize our presence, right? And take back our power so that we neutralize them just by our very presence.
In order to maintain a system of supremacy, you have to also maintain that people stay in a position, and if they get too far ahead or make too many far advances, there's a fear that we're going to lose control. I've even had people say to me, well, if we give, in quotes, black people everything they're asking for, then we will be out of control.
During the Jim Crow era, and this just goes to show how sick the white supremacists are, because black people, we don't understand that they will harm our children just like they'll harm us. And they would have something called the Battle Royale, where they would go get black children who were in an economically deprived situation that was created by the white supremacists. Because,
but that, I would just wanted to show you that because that's all that coincides what we're talking about as far as religion, because they want to keep us down while they mistreat us. You know what I'm saying? This is the whole. They know that as long we keep turning the other cheek, they can just abuse us and do what they want to us. Because when I played you the clip, as far as see, that's white people's religion. White people's religion is very violent, and they're all about control and power. That's their religion. But in order to so they won't fight, we won't fight back. They have to indoctrinate us so we won't fight us. So everything we do is based out of fear. You know what I'm saying? So this is what religion have done to black people, is that everything was based out of fear. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about religion. Religion became to basically put us to basically spook us out. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why you got a lot of black people believe in spookism. You know what I'm saying? They believe in the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand how the European religion have affected black people, you know, to the point that everything that we do, we have to question it. You know what I'm saying? We are afraid. Oh, well, you know, I gotta, you know, I can't move on. I gotta wait to see. I gotta, you know, I gotta ask God if it's the right thing to do. You know, and it's like silly. It's like, really, like you can't, you know, you can't go out there and get it for yourself. You know, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for God to bless you. You know, I mean, you got black people that really sit around, do nothing, and wait for this God to hook them up. So that's what religions did. While white man's religion is more like to plunder and pillage and kill and dominate. You know, that's their religion. You know, and as you can see, these are Christians. You know, these white people are Christians. I'm gonna show you something else. But at the same time, like I said, these are Christians. Supposedly, uh, I'm gonna show you some of the lynchings actually out of these. Where white people literally came out of church to lynch people, to lynch black people. See, so these are the things that America will not show you. These are the horrors that they don't show you. Craig, have you seen that, Craig? Have you seen the photos of the lynchings?
Well, I mean, go ahead and show it. I have to see. I've seen a couple.
Okay. Let me see if I can pull that picture up. And these are Christians are doing this. Okay. Let me see if I can get that photo. I should get that photo. Okay. Because they you know, let me see. Oh, go to image. I mean, people, that's what I'm saying. People need to really do some research, man. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Better yet, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know, definitely want to do. Okay. Now, I'm going to share this. I'm definitely going to share this one because people need to see this. Black people need to see this. Now, you see that, Craig? This is the KKK. Now, they're in church.
Right.
This is the KKK. These are Baptist church goers. And they said, Jesus saves. They also believe in Jesus. These are Christian. KKK are Christian people. And black people want to be Baptists. They want to join the same religion as the KKK. Like, how could you join a religion as the same religion as your oppressor? You see what I'm saying? This is what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. I want to show a picture of the little girl, how the white people coming out of church, they're all dressed in white, and they what you call picnic. They had a picnic where they just pick up a black person, and that was a routine. They even had ticket sales. They were selling tickets to show a lynching. You know what I'm saying? Just grab a black person off the street and lynch him right after they come from church. And this is what they do. But look at this. This is inside of a church. You see the pastor? This is inside of a church. These are all Christians. And you got black people that want to be Baptist. Like, how can you want to be the same thing as your oppressor? I never could understand that. It's just sickening. It's a sickening behavior. It's a very sickening behavior. I can never understand it. I can never wrap my finger around why black people want to be Christians. Now, we got to understand that where is the transatlantic slave trade? But what about Islam? What about Islam? Right? Islam, the Arabs had owned slavery, then you had the sub-Saharan slave trade. Right?
Right.
For Islam and slavery. So let me see if I can pull something up here. I can share it. But Islam also had slavery. They also enslaved African people. You know? So there's been slavery. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna screenshot this. As you can see, Islam, the Arabic slave trade, and the role of Islam in African slavery. That's facts. You see what I'm saying? That's facts. So Islam also had slavery way before the transatlantic slave trade with the Christians. So the Christians, the white folks said, well, these are white Arabs enslaved African people. Now you had white people jumping on the bandwagon. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about religion, we're just not talking about the European Christianity. We also talking about the Islam and how they took part in Africans to enslave African people. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you see, if you look on here, you see a lot of this stuff. You see a lot of slavery, among Arabs enslaving African people. There's a book called Slavery, State, and Islam. You know what I'm saying? You see you see the white man on a horse, he's Arab. It's the same thing. It's always that overseer on the horse. You know what I'm saying? So You know, there's a lot of resources of slavery with these when it comes down to religion. Let me go back. So there's a lot of information, that Black people need to really do their research when you're dealing with the Quran and the whole in the Bible, you know, because these things are not for us. You know what I'm saying? These things are not for us. Again, I'm not just picking on Christianity. I'm picking on Islam as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you read the book of the Quran, there's been many saying that, and I can go on and on about this, but there's been many books out that they looked at Black people as inferior in the Quran as well.
Wow.
You know? So there has been many. It was an Arab had made a book out. Brother Polite had exposed it, dealing with religion. So if I have, but I have to go through my Facebook to look for it. But there's been many cases of that, many cases, and we you know, I think we might have to do a second part of this, and this time I'll bring more documentation. But this, I'm just giving you a preview, just a few images about why would Black people want to assimilate into their want to fit in into their oppressor cult religion, you know. And everybody know that religion is a hustle. Everybody know that religion is more like a brainwashing tool. They know this. So I think we're gonna do a second part of this video, and this time I'm gonna bring more documentation, and I'm not really prepared yet, but I'm just giving you just a warm up. This video is just going to be a warm up for now, and we're definitely going to do a second part of this, because I got more documentation that will prove, that will go even further, that European religion is a slave tool for African people. I'm definitely going to bring more documentation in the second part of this. So Craig, I don't know what you thought. What's your thoughts for now? But what I presented. What is your thoughts? What do you want Black people to do?
Well,
you know, what is huh?
No, go ahead. Continue with the question.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, now that I present so far, I got more, but we're gonna make this like a two-parter, because I'm gonna get my material more together, and because this is really interesting. I mean, I can really go deep in this, but right now, this is like when Black people look at this, they could be like, oh shit, like, okay. So I'm gonna get deep with the King James, and you're gonna see some resources about. I got some resources about King James. We're gonna get to the Islam part. I got some stuff as far as Islam, how that became a slave tool as well. But that's gonna be a second part. So for now, what is your thoughts now, and about what I presented so far? With the KKK, and they in the church saying Jesus saves. As far as the different denominations, white folks, was founded by white folks. The video of the clip of 12 Years a Slave. After all this stuff that I presented, what is your thoughts? What do you want to tell Black people that's in the religion?
Well, I would definitely first and foremost tell Black, people that are in religion to really sit down and open their minds up, because when this type of information is presented to the people, people have to watch with an open mind. So it's like today, like I say, I'm in the students chair and I'm learning a lot about religion just based off of off of your teachings. So it's like,
And that was just a warm up.
right.
I got mad stuff. And like I said, I'm gonna make this a two-part, but I want people to look at this just to give an idea of what what to expect in the second part, because I'm gonna make this like a two-parter, because I got more, like I said again, I got more information, and it's gonna probably blow your mind even more. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, so we definitely gonna have to do this another one of this. But yeah, but keep going. Yeah. So now you have more of an insight of how demonic religion is to us, and how it's really something that we should not uh, I guess practice.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Yeah, when looking at the history of like all of the things that you just presented, yes, indeed. Like it seems as if religion is used as some type of tool, to enslave the mind of African people. Because, like, if you look in Africa, and I say this all the time, and I talk about this all the time, like, there are brothers and sisters like murdering each other based off of religious differences. Like, you have like brothers on one side who are Islamic and brothers on the other side who are Christians. Like, they go hard against each other.
That's true.
They kill
That's
each
true.
other based off of, their religious belief system and, what God that they choose to worship. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
religion has definitely been used as a tool to, conquer, African people, no doubt.
Yeah, so it's and like I said, most of these guys, like the Israelites and these guys, when you see them outside, most of these guys are broke. Um, they're angry, and they don't. Most of these guys, they trying to find themselves, and they think that in order for them to be somebody, they have to join a cult religion to be somebody. And so they'll tell you that, oh, you nothing, you're an Israelite, or you this and that. It's more like a put down. I mean, if you read the Bible, as you can see that the Bible is an anti-African book. Most of these Christians won't even acknowledge Africa, even though the Garden of Eden is in Africa. It says right in the Bible, in Ethiopia, the land of Ethiopia, or the land of Cush. They won't even celebrate that. They won't say, hey, you know what? We came from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Because our people, they don't even celebrate that. So something is wrong with that picture where you got black people won't even acknowledge that they are chosen people. They're the chosen people. Even when you read the book of Genesis, I believe, when God has spoke to Abram, or Abraham, and his last name was Ham. They even tell you that your descendants will be enslaved for 400 years. They said this. So this is facts. So there's been a lot of scriptures that let you know that these people were black people, but black people don't celebrate that. They don't celebrate. They don't say, hey, you know what? This sound. Wait a minute. That doesn't. Wait a minute. We got to be the chosen people, because according to the Bible, that we've been enslaved for 400 years. White people haven't been enslaved for that long. So it's something is definitely wrong with that picture. There's a lot of contradictory with that picture. So Yeah. So yeah. So Craig.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we might just end it on this part right now. We might just end it with this one.
Yeah, I
And
think that's cool, bro. Yep, it's been a great, you know what I'm saying, build. Like, you shared a lot of
yeah, this
knowledge.
is this is just it's a warm up. It's a warm up. I'm definitely gonna bring more information. Like I said, we're gonna definitely do a two-parter on this. And just more of a warm, just more give black people insight of that what they're learning and what they're being what they're every Sunday is not is not for them. It's not this is not spirituality at all. This is not spirituality. This is definitely a slave control mechanism, another form of Jedi mind trick that just to keep us down and keep us oppressed. And this is the reason why we don't have nothing as a people. This is the reason why you have a lot of all these debates, a lot of, like you said, a lot of these unnecessary killings over religion. And we see that. We definitely see that. And it needs to stop. It needs to end. So as long as we show the truth, maybe black people will say, hey, you know what? Maybe this is not the way. Maybe I need to go to my African spirituality and start practicing that. Maybe I'm gonna have to stop going to these churches and stop supporting these black pastor thieves. And like I said, I tell black people, if you want to know where your money going, follow the dollar. All you got to do is just follow the dollar and look what these pastors and see how they living. That's all you got to do is see how they living. If they living like you, then continue going. But if they're not, if they got a nicer car and a big house, that should tell you something.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate you, bro, because, you know, a lot of our people are unaware. They unaware, like, of the bigger picture. They unaware of exactly what is going on. But see, it takes, you know, brothers like yourself, you know, to come on the platform and really give, you know, black people the proper information, you know, to help them, you know,
Right,
be able
right.
to come into consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I respect, you know, everything that you've been doing, my good brother, because today you really, really hit the nail on the head. Like, you really, from what you said, like, you've taught me a lot of different things that I didn't even know existed. So I'm looking forward to seeing you back on the platform. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, your second class, you know, so you can awaken, you know, the people, you know, give the people the proper information. Because a lot of misinformation is being spread around. I mean, it's been going on that way, you know, since the, you know, first European or first, you know, Arabic colonizers, you know,
Mm-hmm.
invaded Africa. So
Right, right.
just keep doing what you're doing, bro. And if you only change one mind, if you only change one life, it's definitely worth it in the end.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. That's all it comes down to. You know, you change one person for the better. You know, you change you sometimes you change a generation. You know, especially when it comes out of female, like they said, you change if you teach a female or if a, teach a female, you teaching a generation because what she's going to do, she's going to uh uh you know share that to her children and that's how that spreads from there. So sometimes um you know just a little enlightenment will do a lot, would change bigger things. And like I said, I just showed you that, like I said before, you know, these mega churches and these pastors getting rich. Um, you know, those white men that I showed you, those white men got wealthy. Okay, those white men got wealthy off of those denominations. You see what I'm saying? So we got to look at it that way too. Like I said, it didn't go. It's not going in our hands. We're not benefiting from it. You know what I'm saying? And most of these churches, and how much? Like I said, almost 68,000 churches. 68,000 churches. That's generating almost $1 billion or close to $1 billion. A matter of fact, I think it's over $1 billion. So just think about 68 churches, and that's including a mega church, are worth almost damn near $66.4 billion in revenue. You imagine what we could do with that money? So when black people say we don't have no money, we have money, but the money is not being directed where it should be. You know, and that's the problem. That is the problem right there. So brother, any last words before we close out?
Like I just said earlier, bro, like you dropped a lot of jewels of wisdom, you know, in this lecture. So I'm just gonna sit back and wait for the video to upload so I can replay it, because you said like a lot of things with substance that really could be beneficial to black people. So